Hey, welcome to Vice Grip Garage. I'm Derek Beery. Since it's the holidays, I'm bringing you a bonus extra episode, and don't worry, you're still getting your regularly scheduled one Friday. This is the Duramax. It's my old Duramax Allison truck. This is my tow pig. It has 11D9 4 kajillion moon miles on it. It's all original under the hood, and I need to do some much needed transmission maintenance, and I'm going to be putting on an Edge CTS 3000. I think it's just a 3, but 3,000! Sounds way cooler. We're gonna get all the horse torques out of this and hopefully better fuel mileage towing. And if we have time and the parts show up, we're gonna be throwing some Bayer brakes on this as well. I've always got a trailer on this and we need to whoa it up. All right, let's dig in. So a lot of you probably recognize this old rig. This is the truck I purchased to get my Pantera back home from Canada. And it's been a great truck, been using it a lot since then. Put some tires on it and it's just been pulling trailers pretty much every single week. I'm getting a little nervous on the transmission. It's doing some funny stuff between third to second, second to third, and getting a little lazy. The engine, not so worried about it, but it's all original all the way to the injectors. I want to maintenance this thing and try to limp it along as far as I can, so we'll be doing a full transmission service. I do have a tuner on this, but I don't know what it's doing. There's no monitor whatsoever. We're going to delete that tune. We're going to be putting in this Edge CTS3 that has a handy screen, and we got a mount to put it up on the pillar so a guy can see what in the world is going on with temperatures and cycles and this and that and ejector-roonies and Terpsky pressures and whatever other science these have that you want to look at. Plus, this actually has a towing mode or performance mode, etc. We'll probably try the performance out, you know, accidentally, but we're going to leave it on towing because that's what it does. I saved a bucket load on this stuff. Right now through the 29th, it's holidays. You can save up to 20% on 6,274 SKUs over at Holley.com across all of the Holley Performance brands. Now is the time to save if you're looking for like a Sniper, an EFI intake, Flowmaster stuff, Simpson stuff, Bayer stuff. The list goes on and on and on, so be sure to check that out. And again, that's through the 29th. I think I'm gonna start with the transmission because we want oil just everywhere. And then we'll move on to the tuner, see what we got going there. And then if those brakes show up, we're gonna pop them on as well. These are warped beyond belief. You tap that pedal and you get the old Dodge death wobble. We should probably fix that. Before I lift the rig up, just making sure I got all the goodies we need here. This actually worked out really well. Reached out to Randy's Transmissions, and they have an Allison service kit. So you just boop, get that and has everything you need. So I got a new gasket, got the filters here, and then this is all the juice that you need for it. So that's convenient, takes the guesswork out of it. So I'll get this down, set it aside. I might have to empty my drain pan. It's pretty high. And we'll see what this fluid looks like. Let's be honest, we know it's blacker than my liver. Great. You know, guy was just sitting here thinking, we haven't done a lot of diesel stuff. A couple few here and there, maybe. But if you want to see some more, let me know. I ain't opposed to it. They're just hard to find cheap, you know, where a guy can get into them at a good price, but maybe we could get lucky, find something. Okay, let's drain this Allison. No idea when this was serviced last. It gets hung up right now, downshifting. And then it wants to hunt a little bit. And makes me nervous when I got a trailer on that she's gonna go right then and there and leave us stranded. Wow, that doesn't look that bad. A little burnt-ish. or ish. Let that drain. I should have put down 100 pounds of cat litter before I even started, because I know that's where we're headed. It's got a CarQuest filter in it right now. One that came in the Randy Transmissions kit is an actual Allison filter. It's got a Wix on the engine, I like that. Whew. Boy, she keeps the underside nice and protected with all the leaks. So now that we got her drained, kind of cleaned up a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and zip out the pan bolts. Wow, those are really tight. Okay, crack this loose again. Try to tilt the pan and get it as empty as I can before dropping it, because it's going to make a mess. There we go. Ha-ha! Anxious to see what it's like up in here. I'm sure it's had a hard life. Hoping to get some more miles out of this thing before I commit to another unit. A few chunks there. Ah! Oh, with my front pocket. I'll be dipped. Let's see what we got. Baking pan over there. Looks very, very clean, which actually makes me more nervous that it's being a little slippy. But I'm wondering if the tune might actually help that rather than hurt it. I'm a little nervous at throwing more power at this, you know, but if it does something like change the line pressure, or it's safer or firmer shifts, then I think we'll be just fine. Hello. Hello. In my mouth. That's out, I guess. That's good. Well, it's got a lot of beep boops up in there. Levers and whatnots and doodads. But it looks pretty clean. I'm gonna drop this other filter and then we'll start the reassembly. That was easy. Wow, how long are these threads now? For Pete's sake. Filter going back on. Reminder to put the date or the miles on there, fellers, so a guy can know what in the world is actually going on. Throw this other fill tray in. Oh, I think the other O-ring stuck in there. Where's my picker scraper? Looking for my picker scraper 400. Well, what in the world? There we go. I want that in there. There we go. Now we can take a look at what's in the pan. Clean this up. Wow, P-tipped. The feller must have just serviced this, because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But I didn't know it. No dates or anything. I'd rather play on the side of caution. Anywho's. Right? Right. So here's the pan after cleaning it. And there wasn't really much in here. A little bit on that Mega Mimp over there, but that was it. So we'll throw a new gasket on this and toss it up. Guy's always running and gunning. I don't really get to do maintenance that much. And I gotta be honest, it feels pretty good to know your rig is ready. Gasket in there. Okay. Got a bloodbath under here. Got a lot of respect for the guys and gals that stand under cars and do this all day, especially in the wintertime. You got snow and ice dripping on your face, ATF in your earlobe, all sorts of stuff. What's the torques on these? All of them? Whatever that is. I should probably look it up. Yep. Well, go ahead and believe it and or don't. But I found one of these clicky things and got her adjusted. Well, that seems like a lot, doesn't it? Maybe not. Anywhere between 10 and 15 foot-pounds is what the manual is saying. Which means the drain plug's probably 20. Feeling like Danny DeVito. Had to go get a step stool. Not used to that. Okay, self-tappers, clogged filter. That's falling off, that's loose. Pine, sure. That's the one we're after. You look familiar. Let me get a funnel, throw some more dirt inside of it, jam that in, get my juice. I think we'll start with 10, and then we'll fire it, roll the gears, check a light. Yep. Okay. What flavor we get? We got mobile syntheticals. One. You know the drill. Be here for a minute. While I'm waiting for the funnel to drain off, I'm gonna go ahead and clean this. Goodness gracious. Just completely packed full. I doubt this is a K&N, doesn't look like it. Some off-brand. Oh, it is a K&N. I don't have any filter oil, but we can at least get all of this gunk out. Maybe I should run to town. I'm not used to having fancy fill trays. I ain't got the stuff for this. But a little more under the hood. That's what a bajillion miles looks like. You know, everything's loosey-goosey, scratched, capped off with bolts. Looking questionable, bare wired, been there, oil leaked. But it runs. And it runs pretty good. I don't know how that truck was breathing. This is just a portion of it. It's everywhere. Blued this thing out. It's better, it's not perfect. Always blow your filters from the inside out. Don't just jam air straight in this way. You're just getting it in the cleats even more. Blow this side out, and that'll help you get it actually clean. Well, the guy is back now. Got to the hardware store. Had a little bit of pep in my step. 3 cups of coffee, you know. I thought, why don't we just put a new filter on here? Truck's been good, hasn't given me any issues. It's the least I could do. Searched them up, $75. Nope. So I did get this, never used one before. Apparently you gotta apply a cleaner, rinse it, dry it, oil it, install it. Sure. Well, the guy's got the filter soaking here with the cleaner stuff. More importantly, got the saw dug out, you know. Out of the back of the truck here. A good maintenance program on your saw rig is really important. I got some trees that are down I need to take care of soon. Yeah. Hard to stay ahead with them oaks. You know what I mean? Where'd all my screwdrivers go? Just filed this bad boy, and I hit a knot and chucked it a while back. Well, what kind of brand saw you guys run? This is a cheap little Echo, but it's done me good. I guess I can't complain. There are some better saws out there, I'm sure, but they also come with a price tag. So, you know, the old saying, you get what you pay for and whatnot. Well, we're getting everything done today. Maybe I should get this generator running again. The old ethanol got it, you know. Actually, my son Bentley is the small engine guy. I should send that down to his shack. It's got bad gas in it. No. Okay, well anyway, saw is good to go. Got to cut some stuff up later. Let's go wash this filter and get that drying. So anywhoos, that's outside, freezing in the cold. We'll fire this up anyway without a filtre, so we can check the blood stick on the go forward, go backwards machine. Okay. Oh, I gotta shift some gears first. Low coolant level. We should take care of that as well. Okay. Woo! Good running old truck. Yeah, she needs at least another quart and a half. It's got you covered. I thought, well, that's 12's a little extreme, but well, I know the deal. Grab some coolant. I don't know, there's so many flavors anymore. I'm just throwing this one in. It says North American. Can't see nothing. Surely that's got to be good. Try her now. Have it thrown a little lamp. Yep. think this is a older Garrett intake. Yeah, Garrett. Huh. Okay, well, the filter's still drying, so let's figure out this beep boop and computer tune stuff. So right now the rig's got this PPE tuner thing in it. I think it's Pacific something performance. I don't know. I've used one of these before on my old LBZ and it worked great. But you don't get any sort of data or diagnosticals or what's happening or anything like that. So we're going to back this out of the computer, load the stock file, and then we're going to install our new one, which will flash the computer again. And I got a mount thing that's supposed to go right up here so you don't have it like awkwardly stuck on the windshield. I'm not a huge fan of like gauge pods and screens and all this stuff. I don't need this to look like a New York taxi, but when it's telling you important things that you want to see, like your exhaust gas temperature and your turbo pressure and your manifold pressure and your injector duty cycle, it's kind of nice to have here if you've got, you know, a 40-foot car trailer on and 2 heavy trucks and you're going up a hill. You want to keep an eye on all that stuff. So that's kind of the goal. Plus, if we can get any more MPGs out of this, that would be great. Diesel isn't getting any cheaper. Kind of fumbling through this, remembering how this works. It just flashed through the screen. This is on Tune 1 with 373 rear gears, and I think the PPE actually gives you the data on that. So here we can see on power level 1, it's 40 horsepower and 97 torque, but if you feed her the coal and give her a couple onions, you can get another 225 horse and 335 torque out of it. But speaking from experience, it's pretty rough on the truck. So we're going to go through this and we're going to try to get this back to stock. If I can remember how. Help. Back. Exit. Current tuning, we know that. Do I gotta read the constructions? For Pete's sake. Found it. Stock engine tune, yes. Did it do it? Install tune. Stock engine tune, there we go. Speed limited to 130. 32.5 tire, 373. Okay, I think that is it. I'm just going to cycle the ignition, double check that. And the reason I'm doing this is we don't want to, I'm pretty sure the tunes would get in a fist fight in the backyard next to the swing set if this one was in there and we plug in the other one. And then we brick the beep boop thing with the cords hanging out of it, and then that's a whole thing. And then we try to put a carburetor on a diesel. Well, this was slick. I don't know if I got it on side down or upside left or what, but it's got like paws that grab on both sides. I broke my clip up here, had to fix that. Pulled this down to slide it over, and now I just got to run that down, but I think I got to clip that screen on first and get it adjustalized before I pinch this up. But then we don't have stuff stuck in the windshield and whatnot. It's right on the pillar. So now we got this mounted. We got to run the cable down to here and beep boop that in. Excuse me, buddy. I was looking at this. This is pretty cool. You can plug in a backup camera to this. Turbo timer, EGT probe, of course, universal input, power switch, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to put that backup camera on my Christmas list, I think. That would be handy with how many times we're backing up to different trailers. So I'm going to pull this off, obviously, and we're going to try to work that through here and up through here, so it's, you know, not an eyesore, and then boop, plugs in right there. What do you think? Good so far? Oh, we got that plugged in. It hid well, and we got the high definition multimedia interface plugged in and already fired up. A bunch of legal jargon. I'm going to read through the book super quick, and then we'll jump in and see if we can throw a tune on this. Well, we're having to do some downloading here. This one has Wi-Fi, but it wasn't working, so called tech support. We got this cable plugged in, had to go to a site. Downloading some stuff now, and then I think we're going to be ready to go, hopefully. Well, tech support was super helpful. We had a fatal error, but it turns out it wasn't that big of a deal. We just had to connect it to the computer and reflash it essentially, update it, and we're good to go. So we've downloaded the original tune, and now I've got towing tune, and it's asking me if I want to download it as is or if I want to make any adjustments, which is pretty cool, but I think we're just going to leave it as is. Hit install, accept and install. She's loading her in right now. We can fire this thing up. And again, the great thing about this is not only are we getting a tune, but I can actually see what is going on. There's a economy mode on this, which is pretty cool. So if you're empty trailer and you're just commuting, you throw this thing on economy and okay, we're all loaded up. Huh. That's pretty cool. I think you can just swipe. Yep. So I can come through here if I double tap on this. You can customize all these gauges and stuff, I think. Let's put that on boost. I don't need to know what my battery's doing. You'll know if your battery's dead. But show me the boost assist. That's what we need to see. There we go. I like it. I think you can do all sorts of layouts in here. Wow. Okay, disable the tutorial. Let me struggle. Just let me struggle here. Screen 2, select. There's 23 different screens. Modern layout? Sure. I don't know. Just throw something on there. Well, that was really simple. Really, really simple. I took a screenshot and set the backup camera just for Christmas. I don't know if we'll get her in time, but boy, would that be handy. I was reading on it. Apparently, you throw it in reverse, it automatically switches to the backup camera, just like in newer trucks, they got the big eye plate or whatever it is in the middle. Same thing. This also has performance test. What is this? Nah, we ain't gonna do no hot rodding. 0 to 60. Well, we better try that. From stop. I guess it just knows when you take off. That's pretty sweet. Nice. All right. So we just got to got to plug this back in. I've been nursing a bad battery for years. We got to let that air filtre finish drying. We'll clamp that back on. Let me check and see if the brakes showed up. I don't think they did today. If not, I'll get them on another day. It's just rotors and pads, so it's a super fast swap. These rotors are shot, like I said, but we should probably go drive this thing and maybe just push the performance button just for scientific reasons and see what happens. I don't know. I ran her through the water and then swanged her in circles, tried to dry it off, hit it with that weird oily red paint stuff. Sure. Every good project starts with the battery on boil. I had to boil this one. For some reason, this has got light emitting diodes on every door and overhead. and the door open, tuning this thing, drained on these whatever landing cubes those are. So charge them up a little bit. But anyway, I think we are good and ready to go for a cruise. Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but I had to delete the white GMC spray painted. So I did that by just spray painting it, but black. Better. Well, the guy was just getting ready to pull out the driveway, and look what showed up. These big, beefy rotors from Bayer. I got these on the holidays sale, and I got some brake pads, so let's knock some tires off, get these thrown on, get some brake pads on, and I'm sure we're going to find damage because, like I say, you hit the brakes in this and the tires just do that. Oofta, need to put an air compressor on my Christmas list. That thing's knocking. Need to get to the next lock. Right there. There we go. Yep. Not sure why, but I've got locking lug nuts on every single lug. Yep. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Settle down. Oh, we got some sort of massacred, drilled, and slotted things on here already. Well, here's what we got. And like I thought, these are in tough shape and basically coming apart. So we'll be throwing these guys on, and then this is the matching brake pads for them. Just got to knock this bolt out here, this bolt out here, pry this out essentially, and this should fall right off, and then reassemble. This was so warped and bent, I had to actually beat it off with hammers. The first one I broke clean off. Finally got it off, and then I noticed I thought a ball joint was bad. Which, yes, but look at this. I think a guy could fix that, right? Then I already test fit this one, slides right on. Gonna get some grease and lube. Look at all this rust and chunks, and these are heat cracked, stressed, smoked. Backing plates rotted off of them. It was time. Well, the guys got the Bayer discs and pads in up front. Basically the same exact process for the rear. Virtually the same setup, just a little bit smaller pads. I'm gonna knock those out, then call it a night. Then tomorrow, we're gonna go test on this thing. Well, good morning. It's bright and early.
Gonna go do some testing on the Duramax. Look at some cattle. Actually, we got a test on the way to the airport. I am leaving again, another week, doing a revival. Brakes are fantastic. Much, much better. That's gonna help towing big time. Got the old tuner up on the extreme mode accidentally, and I don't know how to change it unless we, you know, beater the onions really quick. Hopefully I don't throw a generator and T-posts all over the road. Whoops! Okay. Oh, it's just spinning them. Oh, it's still spinning. Okay. Yep. That seems plenty fine for a 20-year-old work truck. Moses, sandals. I think I just saw 28 pounds of boost on the screen. Spins in first, spins in second, spins in third. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and turn that off. I don't think a guy needs that, for Pete's sake. What are we, tractor pulling? Okay. Actually, this will be interesting. I'm gonna put it on economy mode because I'm gonna be on the interstate headed to the airport, and let's just see. I think I've gotten 22 miles to the gallon in this big old truck. With the previous one. Whoa. It says, why is the truck running? Dummy. And we'll load up this economy tune. I don't mind saving some dollars. And we'll run up to the airport. Also keep in mind, allegedly, I have the wrong fuel in here. So I don't know if that hurts or helps the MPGs or the powers. I guess we'll find out. It's loading right now. We'll jump on the interstate. I got like a 2-hour drive, 2.5-hour drive to the airport. We'll see what it says for MPGs. Well, the guy is finally pulling into the Nashville airports. Got balled up, hit some really bad traffic there twice. Stop and go stuff. But even with that, we managed 20.6 miles to the gallon. And I am very happy with that. Even though the juice looked good and the shift machine, it is acting better with the new filters and juice. It's definitely stopping better with the Bayer upgrade, and now we can actually monitor this thing and tune it on the fly, which has been really nice. Sometimes a guy's just got a maintenance his going to town rigs. You know what I mean? Speaking of going to town, I need to get on this flight, and I will see you guys Friday in Oklahoma. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you all very much. Happy holidays.